Okay, now members, let's see the idea of kinetic energy in simple terms when you are getting kinetic energy. Now, when the kinetic energy is bigger, when there is a gain in the kinetic energy, it means that the final big kinetic energy is bigger than the initial kinetic energy. If we have a loss, it means that the initial was bigger than the final. That's why in the loss we get the initial minus the final, while in gain we get the final minus the initial. If you get, if you are calculating the gain, loss in the kinetic energy, and you get negative, it means that that system was gaining kinetic energy instead of losing. So this is the idea we are having here. So the gain in the kinetic energy is equal to the final minus the initial. When you factorize out this common half, you see that's what we have, then minus that of the initial. The percentage gain in the kinetic energy is given by the gain in KE over the final KE, then times 100. That's the difference. If we are in a loss, we loss over the initial. That's the only difference. For the case of the gun, before the shot is fired, the gun and the bullet are all at rest. When you have your gun like this, before you shoot, the gun and the bullet all at rest. It means that their initial velocity is 0, both. But when you fire, I think you have been seeing that when you fire a bullet, there is this up thrust behind the backward force the gun creates. If you are having, and that's why people put them here, so that when that force comes, it can be absorbed with this. So whenever you shoot, there's that force the bullet is causing, the gun will get backwards. So assuming this is my gun and this is my blade, when I shoot, the gun is going to come backward, then the blade will go in front. So this is the case. Okay? So this one is what we are basing on. So if this is our gun and this is our blade inside, when I press this trigger, this blade is going to come out. But when it's coming out, there is a force, a backward force. It gives the gun to come backwards, then for it to go in front. So, but before you shoot, they are all at rest. That's why U1 is 0 and U2 is 0. This one is of mass M2, then this one is of mass M1. When a shot is fired, the bullet moves in an opposite direction to that of a gun with different velocities. Okay, I think it's when you fire, this gun is going to move in this direction, then the bullet is going to go there. So the V is the recoil speed of the gun, or the backward push. That one when you are pulling the trigger. From conservation of momentum, we know this is equal to this. And then remember these two all were at rest. So the mass, then times the velocity of the gun, then the mass and the velocity of the blade, all were at rest. That's why we have 0. But the velocity of the gun, because it's going to the opposite direction of the blade, that's why for it we have a negative. Then the velocity of the blade is in that direction, V2. So the whole of this is going to give us 0. This is going to be negative that, plus that. When I take this side, so it's that my MV1 is equal to M2 V2. This is the mass of the blade, and this is the mass of the gun, velocity of the gun, velocity of the blade. In simple terms, that's it. Even if you take it other way around and take this as negative and take this as a positive, it's okay. They'll be giving you the same answer. So let us see an example. Now here, just use this form whenever you see ideas of a gun. A bullet of mass 80 grams is fired from a gun of mass 4 kilograms at a horizontal velocity of 500 meters per second. Find the initial speed recoil of the gun, so they are asking for V1. B, percentage gain in kinetic energy of the system. So from there, so now our mass 1 of the gun, so the mass is having 4 kilograms, and then they're asking us for the V, the final velocity. Then here we have this is our gun. When we come to the bullet, the mass of the bullet is 80 grams, which is going to be 80 over 1,000. Now this will be kilograms. So our N1 here is going to be 0.08 kilograms. The velocity at which this is moving, this is 2, M2, M 2. The velocity at which it's moving is 500 meters per second. Look at it, it's very, very high speed. So they want us to get to V1. Of course, even if you put in this formula, they are going to be the same thing. You are going to get 0, 0, and 0. So that's why I'm going to just put this formula. So from M1, V1 equaling M2, V2. So from here, my mass here is 4. V1 equaling 2 mass of the gun, which is 0.08 times the velocity, which is 500. So for V1, it's going to give me, multiply there, I'll get 40. So the velocity of the gun is going to be 10 meters per second. That's be the velocity of the gun. So the higher the speed of the gun, of the bullet, the more the gun, the higher the speed of the gun. That's the idea. So this is part A. Find the recoil of the gun. Then part B, find the percentage gain in the kinetic energy. First of all, we first get our kinetic energies from we get the final KE. So it's going to be now the final KE, we are going to be having M into, because we are going to be having a half M1 V1 squared plus M2 V2 squared, because a half is going to be common, that's why I'm pulling it out. So this will give us a half into M1, our first mass, which is 4, times our velocity, which is 10 squared. Then plus M2, our M2, 0.08 times 500 now squared. So this is going to give us then plus, this is going to be 100 times 2, that's 200 divided by 2. This will give us 1,100 joules. Then the initial KE, is going to be a half into M1 U1 squared plus M1 U2 squared. And so this one is going to give us a 0. So now our gain in KE is going to be the final, as we say, the final minus the initial. So 1, 0, 1, 0, 0 minus 0, which will be 1, 0, 1,000 joules, because at the start never had any energy. So that's the idea in simple terms. So now my percentage gain in KE is going to be, now the K is going to be 100%, because the gain is this over 1, 0, 1, 0 times 100, it is going to be 100%. So the gun, for it is kinetic energy, it gains kinetic energy 100%, because before you shoot, its kinetic energy is 0, as simple as that. So, but for other questions which are not about the gun, you use the same formula, gain over the final, then times that. So, that's it, members. Whenever you have the question about the gun ideas, use this. See you in the next lesson.